April the 24th, 2020. Guys, in the last few videos on my channel, you've seen different things like the Elon Musk Starbright satellites that are enveloping the Earth with this World Wide Web or net or internet, whatever you want to call it. We're seeing that technology advance upon us. And we're seeing that with the new virus laws, whatever you want to call them, that they're going to do more and more tracking and tracing with your cell phone. They can be able to tell if you're 6 feet away from other people or you're too close. And they are using facial recognition and tons of different electronic devices and apparatus to control us, from the satellites to the internet to your phone. And so what I want to do with this video is talk about a couple of different parts of the Bible, both the Old and the New Testament, to show you that we have victory. And I want you to just sit back, take a deep breath, and smile. Because Isaiah 54:17 in the King James Version says, "No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants," who are you? "Of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord." All of these weapons, from the satellites to the cell phones, to the 5G technology to CERN, they're not going to prosper against you. And so when you say this, people say, well, how will that happen? We all have. So let's go to the New Testament just a moment. And I want to go to Revelation 16, again, King James Version. And read it, guys. I suggest reading every chapter of Revelation. It's a very short book. It would take you an hour or two. Now, it will take you a lot longer than that to understand it. But before you study, something I learned a long time ago, and studied with Shepherd's Chapel for maybe 35 years or so, is to say a little prayer before you read a verse and say, "Lord, please open my eyes and ears so that I understand your true meaning." It always helps. But let's just skip down to 16 verse 8, and it says, "The fourth angel poured out his vial upon the sun. And power was given unto him to scorch men with fire. And men were scorched with great heat, and blasphemed the name of God, which hath power over these plagues, and they repented not to give him glory." And look at the next chapter. "And the fifth angel poured out his vial upon the seat of the beast, and his kingdom was full of darkness, and they gnawed their tongues for pain, and blasphemed the God of heaven because of their pains and their sores, and they repented not of their deeds." But when the fourth angel poured his vial upon the sun, guys, whatever that is, and the angels, these are the 20,000 craft that are coming upon this planet. It's in the Old Testament. And when it says pour out a vial upon the sun, what happens at that point? Guys, a coronal mass ejection and a solar flare that emanates from the sun would wipe out all the power on the planet. You understand what I'm saying? The grids would go down. The satellites would go down. The 5G networks would go down. Listen to what I'm saying. And think back to the Carrington event, where we were very young in the age of electronics at that time. And even when the Carrington event hit, it was a solar flare. And when it struck the Earth, it burned the telegraph wires. It electrocuted telegraph operators. But now our grid is so much larger, so much more complex, that many have said if a CME like in the Carrington event hit our planet, we would go back 100 years in time as far as electricity and the other things that are involved with electricity, technology, manufacturing. It would take a long time. But right when the beast is thinking that he has us all wrapped up with his Elon Musk satellites and the cell phone coverage and the 5G technology, and he has us all under control, that kingdom will go into darkness because of a solar event. We've seen it, the Carrington event again, and the solar flares that have knocked out power from Canada to all parts of the world as we watch this over the last 8 or 9 years now. So what I want you to do is to look up, realize the victory is ours, regardless of the tyranny and the evil of the people that think they are in control of this situation. We win. And again, think about the fact that even in the book of Revelation, that they knew at that time that these events would be happening. That's why the kingdom will be cast into darkness. Not only just, that's in the physical level, but into the spiritual level, that kingdom will be cast into darkness because it was created from darkness to begin with. And people will start to realize that. Now, these are the bowls of wrath, or the vials of wrath. And it just depends on the timing, on how you look at it in the book of Revelation. I think this is what we're dealing with. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and the fourth angel will do something to the sun. Will it be a comet? Will it be something else? We've seen during ISUN and other comets, as they approach the sun, these great solar flares, explosions from the surface of the sun that affected the Earth and other planets, Mars and Venus and Mercury. But again, God is in control. And you look at the fools that are trying to run this nation and the other nations around this planet. The Kenites, the sons of Cain, the sons of Satan. They will not win. We have already won. So as we look at how do we handle this battle, we listen to the Word of God and we understand that He is in control. But it has been said in the Old Testament, and not verbatim, I don't remember it that well, but I do remember the chapter, and someone come in and help me out with this, to where there was a battle going on, and it was a great battle, and the Israelites and the sons of God were outnumbered. And He said, let me see you go before me, and I will follow. In other words, do you have the faith? And so suddenly there was a breeze that came from behind them, and it went through the trees towards the battlefield. And they understood that was the sign of the Spirit to attack, because God was with us. And if you remember the stories of Elijah, when they were surrounded on this mountain by the chariots of the enemy, Elijah prayed to God and said, open the eyes of Elijah, my servant, because his knees were trembling, and show him the armies that you have. And so as the armies that were surrounding Elijah, because Elijah was reporting to the king of Israel about the enemy attacks, and they could never trap the Israeli army, or the army of Israel at that time. And so the king had sent out his messengers and servants to find out why these kings of Israel knew where the attack was coming. And it was because they had true prophets, Elijah. And so when they found that out, they were going to attack Elijah and capture him. It didn't work out very well. Elijah prayed and the veil was parted. And on the back of this army that had surrounded him, Elijah on the tops of the mountain with the chariots of God. That's who's in control of all of this. And it is a lot to do with a test. Do you have the faith? And so as mainstream media and other reports try to bring us down and pile on top of us that it's really getting bad and it's going to be very tough to get out of it, and folks are talking about we need a revolution. The battle's already won. I'm not saying we don't need changes, but the faith that God is in control will allow you the freedom and the faith to move forward in what you need to do, but realizing the whole entire time that as you have the faith to step forward, those angels are coming above you. You'll see that breeze move. Understand what I'm saying, guys. This is good news. God is in control. Relax. Enjoy your family. Enjoy the time we have here. Things will be coming, but by your faith and knowledge will God bless you and protect you. It's a heads up, guys. Be safe.